This Thursday, the middleweight division is going to see Butler versus Rolls, a Canadian clash. Let's talk about what will happen between these two domestic fighters from Toronto and from Montreal. On Thursday, March 7th, live from the Casino de Montreal, Top Rank and ESPN Plus will present to us the Battle of the Steves, Stephen Butler versus Steve Rolls. These two men are both Canadians, and they have been perennial contenders in their careers. These two men are fighting one another in a hometown grudge match of sorts, but it's really about the town you come from pride. Yeah, when you talk about two men that are going to get it on like these two, they are veterans of having challenged world-class fighters. And now they are ready to decide who amongst the two of them are the greater class. In the case of Rolls, he hails from Toronto, Ontario, and he's coming in against Butler, who hails from Montreal, Quebec. And the two of them, they have had the experiences of title challenges, and their challenges have been turned back. When you talk about Rolls, he's 39 years of age. Butler is 28. Butler brings his record of 33 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, and 27 KOs. Rolls brings his record of 22 wins, 3 losses, and 12 KOs. Now, when you pair them together, it's interesting because though Rolls is the older guy, their careers kind of mirror one another, like someone looking into a vanity. They have both challenged world-class fighters. Rolls as late as September of 2023 when he took on Austin Williams and lost a unanimous decision to Williams. Prior to that, he had lost to Edgar Berlanga. And prior to that, going back to 2019, June, he lost to Gennady Golovkin. But when you look at Butler, his most recent loss was against Zanabek in May of 2023. Now, when you think about his performance against Zanabek, it wasn't very good. I had hoped that he would put a better performance in, but he looked totally overwhelmed and was stopped inside of 2 rounds. Prior to that, he had lost the TKO in 5 rounds to Jose de Jesus Macias. And that came in January of 2021. Prior to that, he lost to Ryota Murata, and that fight was held over in Japan. He lost in 5 rounds. So Butler has been around the block, and prior to that, a 7th round TKO to Brandon Cook, which occurred in January of 2017. I believe in this fight, it's going to come down to pride. These two men who have styles that are like workmanlike. There's not a lot of power. There's not a lot of defensive responsibility, but there seems to be a great deal of I will step up to the plate. So someone's going to have to decide in this fight who will take over. In the case of Rose, I do believe because of the quality of opposition that he has faced, there is an edge for him. But there's also an Achilles, and that's his age. Being almost 40 years old, campaigning at a weight class where you have to have weight cuts. Is he really still anxious enough to try to prove himself? The fact that this is a country rivalry, it may be enough to motivate him. It may be enough just to push the needle enough for him to seek victory. And you never know when a man's ambition kicks in, what will be the driving factor. Also, when you talk about Butler, you have to really understand, does this man really have enough competitiveness within, because he's been stopped several times. It's one thing to lose decisions like Rose does because he's the greater defensively responsible fighter here. But Butler has been taken out, and taken out multiple times. We're talking about 4 KOs, and he has 1 draw on his record. Is he really doing this for the money? Is he really doing this because he's not focused and he just wants to get in there? You know, some people are gluttons for punishment. And after his performance against Zanabek, I can't say honestly that I could get behind him. So I look for Rose to some way, somehow pull out this victory. Unless the ambition and countryman competitive spirit of Butler shows up. But either way, we've got a Thursday night fight. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LBBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.